Family competition. What do you do when you have a family member that's also in the cleaning business? We're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by mycleaningconnection.com, and there are a lot of resources on there that will help you grow your business. And if you don't want to help your family members because of family competition, you can send them to My Cleaning Connection and they can find their own information and you don't have to spend your time helping them. So mycleaningconnection.com. It's a hub for some really cool cleaning stuff. All right, on to today's question, which is from somebody that wrote into the show. And I want to actually read to you what they wrote so that I don't miss any of these beats. All right, she says, "Hi Angela, I have a question for you. I have a family member that after years of me starting my own business, now has started her own. I feel like she's walking on my turf. It would have been nice if we would have talked about it beforehand, but that did not happen. What would you do? How would you handle this? If she has questions, would you help her or give her suggestions on how to grow her business? We live about 20 minutes from each other, and I'm sure we may cross paths. All suggestions on this topic would be great. Thanks, Michelle." All right, Michelle, this is really an odd question, but the answer is this. Yay! She doesn't work for you, but she has her own business. Now, my suggestion to you is that she probably started her own business because after watching how successful you are, she probably envied you a little bit. And she probably saw that you had freedom of your schedule and that you got to work for yourself and take vacations when you wanted to. And she probably envied that and said, man, I wish I was like Michelle. And so she probably started her own business thinking that she could be you. But the reality is not everybody that can clean houses should, okay? Not everybody is cut out to be a house cleaner. And so we find out very early after people start a house cleaning business whether or not they're actually an entrepreneur and they have a business mindset. Because if you just can clean, you're probably better as an employee because there's a lot of sales and a lot of marketing and a lot of bookkeeping and accounting and learning and knowledge that come along with running a business. So should you help her? My suggestion is yes, you should. She lives 20 minutes away from you. She's not even in your market. And if you're running your business properly, you're not driving 20 minutes to go clean houses. But here's the good news. She's close enough that if you get in a really big bind and her business is not doing so well and you need an extra hand, you have somebody that you've trained that you know, that you like, and you trust. And even though she started her own business without your approval, maybe you could call her and say, hey, I have this huge project. Would you drive 20 minutes away and come help me? And maybe make it worth her time so she would make the trek. I have a sister who's in the house cleaning business and she lives 3,000 miles away. And she called me one time and said, hey, I have a huge job and I need your expertise. Can you hop on a plane and come out here and help me? Really? Okay. So I did, right? I know, like, and trust her, and she got in a bind, and I had the information she needed. So I got on a plane, and I went out there, and I helped her with a job. So it's not always that that's the case, but you might need to rely on each other. Now, there's a philosophy in life that we have to compete with each other, and we're going to one-up everybody, and we're going to be better than everybody. The good news about house cleaning is there are hundreds and thousands and millions of homes. And they all need cleaning. And if you're one person, you can only clean 2 or 3 houses in the course of a day. And if you have a team of people, you can clean 3 or 5 houses in the course of a day. And then you have to have more teams to clean more houses. So even if you guys worked in the same neighborhood, there is plenty of business for everyone. And so it's frustrating when you spend the money and you go to a training class and you learn about 189 different types of surfaces and what chemicals you can use on those surfaces and what chemicals you can't. And you go to training seminars and you learn and you study and you bring together all of your knowledge, and then somebody just comes in and they say, hey, can I pick your brain for free? Okay, it's tacky, number one. And number two, I get the fact that she is looking for some free help, but she's come to you because she respects you. Now, it's like lighting a candle. If you are a candle and you light another candle, it doesn't take away anything from the brightness of who you are, right? It just helps shine more light in the same area. And so my philosophy has always been that it's like aisles of a grocery store. And so my brand is like a soda, and other people who have brands are like other sodas and other varieties, and we are all on the same shelves. And then as customers come in to buy whatever it is that we're selling, if they don't like my brand, they're going to like someone else's brand. But the goal is to bring people in. Even if they don't come to my brand, they're going to come to a similar brand, right? So all of us together rise the tides higher. And so the goal is don't be in competition. Don't feel like she's trying to sneak around you and do something like that. She probably just admires you and admires that you're this amazing business person, and she wants to be like you. And so as you are her mentor and as you help her, you have to realize maybe this business is not for her, but you have to realize maybe it is. And so if it is and she does really well at this, maybe she can help you out on occasion, and vice versa. You may have some leads that are in her area that you don't market to because you don't service that area, and you might be able to send business her way. She might be able to send business your way. And so it's working together as a collaboration instead of a competition. So my suggestion is yes. Welcome the fact that she has a business. Welcome the fact that she's asked for your advice and opinions. And welcome the fact that you are in a position to help her out because you are a family member. And you don't have to spend hours with her, but if she asks for advice, give her some advice. And if she implements that advice, then you can give her more. If she doesn't implement the advice, then yes, it's a waste of your time to keep giving her your best ideas if she's not going to use them. So that's kind of how that works. But don't be afraid that she has a business 20 minutes away. It's not even your market. I would just look at the fact that like, oh, hey, I'm pretty cool. Somebody wanted to be like me. So they went out and they started their own house cleaning business. Like, yay, woohoo. I have several sisters and they've all had their own house cleaning businesses over the years. And it takes nothing away from any of us. We all call each other and we spin ideas. And before there was Facebook, we had each other. So if something went wrong or if I had a bad customer, I'd call my sister and I'd say, hey, what do I do? And we learn from each other. So yeah, you guys can learn together. This is not something that, she's not stepping on your toes. So it's all good. All right, that's my 2 cents for today. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.